Hi, I'm Mary. Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm so excited. This is entree week, and of course today is Mother's Day. I had a great Mother's Day, and now of course I'm cooking like I do all the time. And that's one of the things I'm so excited about entree week is I'm gonna cook what I normally cook for my family. I'm just gonna incorporate the cream cheese into it instead. Today I'm gonna make something that's very easy that you can have cooked up within like 45 minutes, and it's very healthy for you too. I love eggplant, and I'm gonna just make a simple eggplant lasagna with ricotta cheese, and I switched some of the cheeses around to incorporate the whipped chive Philadelphia cream cheese. And you're going to use 2 tubs of this in this particular recipe. So anyway, let's get started. First of all, we're going to start off with about 2 medium-sized eggplant or 1 large one. Now, I already went and fried it up, and you're going to see the video segments kind of how I have them because I don't really know how to edit, so things are just kind of chopped up in my videos, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to show it cooking, and I'm going to show it, but it's going to be in a different sequence. But anyway, my eggplant, what I like to do is I like to cut them so they're about maybe 1/2 of an inch to maybe an inch thick because I really like to taste the meatiness of my eggplant. And in my video already, I showed how I cut them up. I put a little salt on them. I put a paper towel down on them for about 5 minutes or so because I like to absorb the bitterness because eggplant has a little bitterness to it, and you want to take some of that out so the salt draws that out of the eggplant. And it'll just have a much better taste if you do it that way. Trust me, I learned that from an old Italian lady, and I don't know why, it just really, really works. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your eggplant and you're going to dip it in. I have 2 eggs here, so I'm going to go ahead and dip my eggplant in about 2 eggs, and you're going to coat it very well. And then after you coat that, you're going to dip it in a breadcrumb and flour mixture, as so. And they're going to come out looking a little something like this, just coated really, really well. And I'm going to go ahead and just rinse my hands off really quick over here because I can't edit that part out, and I can't turn the camera to show you that I'm actually doing it in the place where I am. So, and then what you're going to do is you're going to, on the skillet, you're going to put about 2 tablespoons of butter with, and I use Smart Balance, with about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And you're going to make them so they're about maybe 3 minutes on each side. You're not going to cook them thoroughly because they're going to cook in the oven at about 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes. And I like to use my oven-ready lasagna right here. So we're pretty much good to go. And then also I have my ricotta cheese with 2 eggs mixed in here with the whipped chive Philadelphia cream cheese, which is absolutely awesome. I've been using a lot of it this week. I think I'm becoming addicted to it. It's really good. So I mixed it all in there and it's ready to go. So I'm going to show you how I do some layering here. Now I took 3 of these. This is the oven ready ones. I don't know if I said that or not. And I laid 3 of them out. I put a little olive oil down on the pan first. And then I have my sauce here, which I take a whole can of regular tomatoes and I chop them up. And then I add a can of sauce and some capers to it. And since it's oven ready, I like to really coat the bottom of the pan pretty well because you're going to need something to really help cook these. And I like a lot of liquid in here with them. So I do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my eggplant. These are just so beautiful. Now you can chop these up as well. Now, like I said, I like the meatiness texture in my eggplant. So I want to I like keeping them whole. So I think you really will too. They're so pretty. I love my eggplant. And then now we're going to go the opposite direction in here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this beautiful mixture of ricotta, 2 eggs, and my 2 tubs of the whipped up cream cheese. And I'm going to go ahead and just spread it right on top of here. And it is just going to be so absolutely yummy. I mean, really just thick. Just pour it on. And when you bite into it, you won't even believe because the egg's going to help to rise it too, and the ricotta, it's going to give it almost like a cakey texture. And that's kind of like what lasagna is. It's kind of layered, and it's like a cakey texture. So in a way, it's kind of like you're baking a cake, but with lasagna. It's really cool. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now what I'm going to do is go again the opposite direction with my ready baked lasagna. And I know a real Italian's going to be like, oh my gosh, she's using this. But this saves time, and I'm all about saving time. Everything I do is saving time. So now I'm going to go back in here. Now sometimes I use a different type of a spoon. And I'm going to just pour some more sauce on. And we're going to put on the rest of the eggplant on this layer as well. And now I used a large can of sauce, really 2 large cans of sauces in this. I'll have the whole recipe on there, and this is so good, and it's such a time saver. And just with being a mom, I'm always looking for quick ways to go ahead and, you know, cook for my family as well. So, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put some of this on top of it this time too, just to incorporate it in. It doesn't matter, you can layer it individually, or you can get really crazy with the sauce too. So I'm going to use the rest of it on here like so. And then what I'm going to do is, after I get this on, and I just used all of that up, I'm going to do my last layer like so. I think I've got a little more sauce left. So I'm going to pour the rest of this sauce on top here of my eggplant with all the capers. It's just so super pretty. And my chunky tomatoes. And you know what? You want to have the sauce covering the whole thing. And oh my, this is hot, and I just stuck my fingers in it. So, like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and take, I have 2 cups of mixed cheese. And it's just all the different cheddar, Monterey. And I'm just going to put this on top. And you might want to put a little more if needed. Depends on how much cheese you really, really like on top of your lasagna. So now this is all ready. And it's absolutely perfect and ready to be put into the oven. And like I said, since this is the ready baked lasagna, it is not going to take as long. So you're going to cook it at 350 for about, I'd say close to about 40 minutes. The prep time here is maybe 10 minutes max for everything. Because when you go ahead and you cook up your eggplant, you're not really going to be cooking it. You're just going to brown it on both sides. So you get your pan really nice and hot and ready to go. And so we are pretty much good to go with this. And I'm going to come back at the very end after my lasagna is all ready and cooked, and I'm going to show you just how absolutely wonderful. This is what the eggplant will look like once it's cut up. I put a little bit of salt on it, and I let it kind of bleed out. So the eggplant sometimes can be a little bitter. So I like to do this, and I usually let it sit for about 5 minutes while I'm getting everything else ready. Oh, listen to that. That is the eggplant starting to really look good in here. We're just going to brown it lightly. So I'd say about 2 to 3 minutes on maybe each side. And we're going to flip it over then. And we're going to go ahead and get our lasagna pan on my eggplant. And this is about a medium-sized eggplant. That's usually about what you need. I had that already in my refrigerator. And I knew today, while I was out, I was going to come home and make this. So I was really excited to be able to come home and do this today on Mother's Day, because I love to cook anyway. But look how pretty, what a pretty golden, ooh, steam coming up on my movie camera. Anyway, they're turning a really pretty golden color, and that's what you want. And then we're getting ready to layer them. When you take it out of the oven, this is what the eggplant lasagna is going to look like. And you can see it, it's just bubbling away, and it looks unbelievable. And I'm going to cut into it in just a couple minutes. I'm going to show you, after it's done cooling down just a little bit, what it's really, really going to look like. And it just looks so good. Yum. Eggplant lasagna, all cooked up in 35 to 40 minutes or less, and with another 10 minutes. So you're looking at under 60 minutes for a wonderful, wonderful meal involving Philadelphia cream cheese. Thank you guys so much. There it is. There's a beautiful, beautiful slice of lasagna. Eggplant. You can see the eggplant peeking out of the side there on the bottom, and the ricotta and the Philadelphia cream cheese on the other layers. What a pretty sight this is. It almost looks like a piece of cake. Just layered there in all kinds of pieces.